Hey everyone, just a quick video on cowl panels for SN95 Mustangs. If you have an SN95 Mustang, you're likely familiar with these panels breaking or being damaged in some way, cracked, discolored, having chunks missing out of them. They get desiccated by the sun pretty easily given their position on the car, and given the age of these cars, the plastic gets pretty dried up and nasty. They are available as reproduction parts on most of the Mustang parts sites. They're a little expensive. They're over $200 on most of the sites, so they can be a pricey item to replace. However, if you're lucky, you can go out to your pull your own parts junkyard and maybe find a cowl panel like I did. I have a 98 Mustang, and this is off of a 98 Mustang, so it is a direct replacement, and I am going to recondition it. So as you can see, I've got it all cleaned up. I've got the rubber parts and the nozzles taped up so they don't get paint on them. And essentially the supplies that you need for this job are pretty straightforward. A can of Duplicolor trim and bumper paint, some alcohol, and some painter's tape. So I just gave this cowl panel a good cleaning with soap and water, rinsed it off, dried it off, wiped it down with alcohol to just get any remaining oils and smudges off of it before I paint it. Taped it up with the painter's tape to cover up the rubber parts, and now I'm going to paint it. So I'll get to painting, and then I'll show you a quick after shot to show you how the panel turned out. So here's what it looks like when it's all done. I spent some time cleaning up the junkyard panel that I got to replace my missing cowl panel. Just cleaned it up, degreased it, got it really nice and clean. And then taped it off the rubber parts of it and painted it. Just picked up a can of this Duplicolor trim and bumper paint and put about 3 coats of that on this junkyard panel. And I think it turned out pretty well. It's not perfect. It doesn't look like a brand new reproduction panel would look. You can see there above the wiper there's a couple of scratches that still show through the paint. However, it looks a lot better than simply having the panel missing, which is what I had going on in my car before this. This had broken and was completely missing actually when I purchased the car. So it's nice to have a replacement here in place. And it was really cheap. This panel cost me less than 20 bucks at the pull your own parts junkyard. I think this can trim bumper paint was about 9 bucks, so certainly for less than $30 I got a replacement cowl panel, and I had to put a little bit of labor into it, but not much. Just kind of cleaned it up one afternoon, put, like I said, 3 coats of paint on it, let that cure for about 24 hours, and then got it on the car. So certainly for something that's not a speed part or something that's really going to improve the performance of your car, saving a ton of money on something like this and improving the look of the car 100-fold over having this just missing. Great value, because like I said, this was about under 30 bucks total for the panel and the paint, and reproductions of this cost over 200 bucks at most of the parts sites. So definitely worth saving the money. If you can find an intact panel that's not cracked and broken at the junkyard, and yours is on your car is either broken or, in my case, like it was, missing, I highly recommend going this route because you can save yourself a bunch of money, get this panel back in place, and then got on with restoring your car and fixing it up and spending your money on things that really matter, like speed parts.